All right, all right, all right, all right. Got my cherry coke and ready to do this thing. Set that over there out of the way. All right. Dang, that was loud. Oh, Snow, what's up, man? All right, I'm probably not gonna interact with chat too much because it's on the other desk and I'm over here. But we're gonna go through this quick assembly, show you guys how I've been doing it or what's worked for me so far. So let's go basically go from front to rear, so we got everybody's on the same page about what we're looking at here first. Separate this a little bit here. All right. So these two screws here I've been putting in the front. They're let's see if I focus for the front side. Two screws, front plate. Smoothed it out. Hopefully you can see that. I just hit that with a grinder and countersunk those. Hopefully that works. Yep. So that's the front plate and the second plate. Bolt. Uh, Extractor. So my extractor, I shaved the nub almost completely off to get that. I'm not giving away the secrets yet. I'm not going to show that part. uh, Spring. And this, so I took a measurement. It's 16 millimeters in length for the extractor bolt or retainer pin. I just used a 3 millimeter pin for that. Then my firing pin retaining bolt, I just used, it's a 1/16th pin. And it is somewhere between 42 and 43 millimeters. It's basically the whole length of the bolt, width of the bolt, I guess. And then back plate, I'm using these two bolts on the back plate. They're just more 3 millimeter or 3M bolts. I mean, um, the 4M hundreds. I mean, I have them right here, but not about that drilling out 4 millimeter life. I already did that on some other action. Oh yeah, thanks. Um, all right, well let's get started. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put in the extractor. So I'm gonna put in the spring first. Let's see, get a little punch. That's how I've been doing it, setting the punch down in the hole and then sliding the pin in into the little cavity there and then kind of just pushing it in place. There it's in. See if you can see that. I'm trying to move this light over so it's better. But uh, but it's in there, that bottom cavity there. Then uh, put it ejector, slide it over top the spring there, push it back. So I filed out the inside of my hole there for my ejector quite a bit, so I get free movement if the spring's actually doing what the springs did. And I just also took a needle file into the hole for the 16 millimeter 3 millimeter thickness pin, so it should drop in pretty freely right now. And then I just push it in place. The way I've been getting that in place, I've been like putting the pin and then putting a smaller like Allen key to find it, because there it is. All right, yeah, that's it. And then I'll just follow it back through. Push it in, and then I just look to make sure it clears both sides. I just double check with a 4 millimeter rod that we're clear. Cool. So that's good. And then should have, make sure my spring's working. And then next we can, I guess, throw in the firing pin. So I got a spring. Oop. Now I'm going to drop that spring and never be able to find it ever again. All right. Spring in the cavity here, the center cavity. I'm going to feed it in to the hole, which I also filed out a whole bunch. So basically putting it in like that. I push it all the way forward, and then I pull it back out a little bit. Because when I put the pin in, I want to be able to, the pin I want to run into the front of the firing pin. See, it won't, I'm in the front of that firing pin right now. And then holding pressure on it, I'm going to push the firing pin forward to capture that spring. So I pushed it forward, captured the spring, and then it should go all the way in and see all the way in there. And now we get some spring action on the firing pin. Put the 2 plates in the front. And we'll screw those in. All the nerdy stuff's just off camera. You guys can't see all the Warhammer models on my desk right now. Started painting the Warhammer models again this week. Right, screw. Yeah, again, that extractor pen length is about 16 millimeters for you guys want to cut them down. I use a 3 millimeter pen. You see, I'll show you guys kind of how the ejector sits in the bolt here in like 2 seconds after I get these screwed in. Someone has a link for a drill bit attachment for small hex keys. Let me know. I need some hex keys that'll attach to my my drill, so I don't have to do this. Yeah, I'll get the VOD and I'll post a hidden link in the YouTube when we're done with this. All right. You can see their countersunk there. Need to get this light better. Countersunk there, so they're flush. And then this was the big issue for me, was this wasn't, it was catching and sticking down, and now that I've made it a whole lot bigger, well, a little bit bigger, and now moves freely, so it should extract now. All right, so ejector, it's already here in my brace attachment, and basically that's going to run. Oh man, I gotta put the other plate on first, and we'll do that. Rear plate, it's important apparently. Again, like if you're drilling them out for the 4 millimeter or 4M screws, they'll just be this front side will fit here, and it'll go all the way through the back here, and then you can just thread that back plate, or I mean put a Loctite nut on it or whatever. As long as it doesn't interfere with the hammer, it shouldn't matter, I don't think. This is the right one. Let's get the right one. There we go. And crank these. All right, so then, like I was saying earlier, the ejector will slide on top of the firing pin, like so. It's a little tough right now, but it goes on there. Basically sits like that. And I'll try to see if I can put it together on camera. I usually use a screwdriver to hold the hammer back down to put it in, but so bolt, guide rods just in the bolt barely. It makes it easiest, I think, to line them up if you just have them on there so they can stick out, so you can line them up on the end cap. Like so. Okay, turn the camera, and then I'll just line this up with the hole there, and then I like to have the guide rods in their holes before I start pushing it in. See if it's easy to see on my lap here. Let's turn this way a little bit. Let's get started. So I can get this screw started in the back. And then persuade that a little bit so I can get my pin in. I'll probably take that back that out here. There we go. Okay. One pin. Second pin. And I'll put those in just a little bit farther, just so they're about even on both sides. Cool. And then should be ready to party. So my ejector is just barely at the edge there, right in line with basically the edge of the the ejection port, you will. So I think we're stuck there a little bit. Needs lube, but other than that, probably some lube and we'll be good to go. All right, that's it.